So the first part of algebra part 2 is solving linear equations. What's an equation? What's a linear equation? It's where the variable, usually x, is only raised to a power of 1. You can solve linear equations with the following steps. This should be revision, but I don't trust anyone except for myself. So if this isn't revision, I need to, off of the video, ask you who your teachers were so I can roast them, all right? But you're going to get it from me properly anyway. How do you solve a linear equation? Step 1, identify all the terms and how the equation has been built up in bedmass order. That's step 1. Step 2, you perform inverse operations on both sides. Anyone have an idea what I mean by inverse operations? What's the inverse of adding something? Good. What is the inverse of timesing something? Good. So you know what an inverse operation is, but I'm going to show you what I mean by doing it on both sides and removing things in reverse bedmass order. What is step 3? You keep doing step 2 until the variable is by itself on one side. And a little star note there, if you have time to flex, check if your solution satisfies the original equation. Can you get the box of steps there, please, and I'll demonstrate them for you. Yep. Do you need a book?
Yeah.
Did you just not bring your book? Can you just use the back of this cheat sheet? Shush, I'm recording. Shush, I'm recording. I don't like being a dick, okay? But you're making me. I'd rather be nice and chat shop about bikes with you and stuff. Your behavior on Wednesday was garbage. So let's see what step 1 is about. With these two, I want you to solve equations below for x. You build an equation in bedmass order, just like building a house. Would it make sense to build the roof of a house first? Why?
Because there's no foundation to hold it.
There's no walls and foundation for it to sit on. Okay, it's going to fall apart. So bedmass means that brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, there's a multiplication here. That would happen first. Then you add 7 equals 22. You need to know bedmass order because you're going to break it down in reverse bedmass order. Because imagine you're a tradie or something, you've been asked to demolish a house. Would you take out the walls first?
No.
What's going to happen if you took out the walls first? The roof's going to fall on you. You're going to be a gravestone. Okay? So if you're breaking it down to find x, you need to work in the reverse of how it was constructed. So I'm going to write, you don't have to do this, but it helps me illustrate it. I'm going to write bedmass here, and I want to work in reverse bedmass order. So what is the last thing in bedmass? Subtraction. Is there a subtraction in this equation? No, so I cross out. I don't have any S's to do. Is there an addition? Good. So now I know what order to do it in. I'm going to get rid of the adding 7. What is the inverse of adding 7? Good. So what I'm going to write is 3x plus 7, but I'm going to say I'm going to take away 7 because I want to get rid of that 7. But what do I have to do with that take 7? I need to do it on both sides to keep it balanced. So now I do 22 and I also write take 7 in a brick there. Why do I like doing it in a brick? Because I can see that I've done something on both sides. So that's just my working out step. Actually work it out. If I've got 3x plus 7 take 7, how many numbers are going to be left on the left-hand side? Is there going to be a 7 anymore? No. So all you've got left on the left-hand side is 3x. What is 22 take 7?
Never mind, don't answer.
It's 15? So we've dealt with my addition. What are we up to now in reverse BEDMAS? Are we up to m? Is there a multiplication there? And if 3x is equal to 3 is being times by x. What's the opposite of timesing by 3? So if I divide both sides by 3, the inverse operation on both sides, 3 divided by 3 is 1. It's going to cancel out. So x is going to be 15 divided by 3. It's 5. In your test, if you want to flex on me and show that you had the right answers all along, put that x back into the equation. 3 lots of 5 plus 7. What are 3 lots of 5? 15. Add 7 is 22. So this was that first test of those ignites. That kid with a turban won the sneakers straight away. And he was flexing on me the whole time, showing me that my answers are all correct. Can you get that example down, please? That's a basic one there. And then I'll show you a more complicated one. So we did the multiplication. We didn't get up to division. Let's write BEDMAS again here. We're going in reverse BEDMAS order. Number 2, is there a subtraction in number 2? There's a negative number, but I'm not taking anything away. So there's no subtractions. Is there an addition in example 2?
Yes.
What is the addition? I'm adding what? 2. What is the opposite of adding 2 to something? So what am I going to put in a little brick on the left-hand side? Take 2. And then I've got negative 2. And I'm going to put take 2 again in a brick on the right-hand side to balance it out. What's 2 take 2?
0.
So you've got x over 3 left on the left-hand side. This is one thing that I've noticed the class in general is not the best at. You kind of suck with negative numbers, okay? So if I'm at negative 2 and I take a further 2, okay, I'm at 0 right now. And then I take 2 steps to negative 2 here. If I take a further 2, am I going to go left or am I going to go right? Left, how many?
2.
So I'm going to be at negative 4. Yeah? So if I'm at negative 2 and I take a further 2, I'm going to be at negative 4. So I just handled my addition. Is there a multiplication here? What does a fraction sign mean? Timesing or dividing? Dividing, so I don't have a multiplication. I do have a division though. What's the opposite of dividing by 3?
Timesing.
So if I times both sides by 3, times by 3, 3 over 3 is 1, so x is just going to cancel the x. Again, you're not the greatest at doing negative numbers, so ignore the negative for now. What's 4 times 3 normally?
12.
What happens, a good? What happens when I times a negative by a positive?
Negative.
Good. So that's how I think of it as well. I ignore the negative to start off with, and then I work out after. So 4 times by 3 is 12, but I times the negative by a positive, so the answer is negative 12. Again, you can flex on me if you want. 12 divided by 3 plus 2. What is 12 divided by 3? Negative 12. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. Negative 4 add 2 is negative 2, like the question said in the first place. Can you get that second example down, please? These guys have 35 minutes to do what they need to do.